All right, Bill Delaney for the 15-minute superpower training call this Wednesday, April 30th, last day of the month. Um, Super exciting. Lots of rank advancements happening, people being just wildly successful this month. We're so proud of all of you and excited for you. And Cynthia and I are just honored to be running alongside of you. Going to talk today about communication, not any kind of communication, not just communication. I'm talking about communication for network marketing, right? I'm talking about the type of communication that you can develop so that you can dominate in the business of network marketing. Okay. So together, Cynthia and I have 3 decades of lessons. I'm doing the air quotes with my fingers, lessons learned in network marketing. And one of the really, really big problems that stands out for us like a giant spotlight is people simply lacking the skills to communicate effectively. We hear this all the time. I don't know what to say. Have you ever heard that from anyone? I don't know what to say. And that leads to people literally just burning through their database. So they've got lots of great people in their phone and they reach out and they just blow them up and they're gone forever. Like you know how you get one opportunity at a first impression? Well, network marketing's kind of like that too. You have one opportunity typically, and this isn't 100% foolproof, but typically you get one shot to invite someone, to get them to pique their curiosity, to get them in front of the information. And if you burn that up, that's gone. And this is what causes a lot of panic in network marketing is people will make a list of 20, 25, 30 people and they start calling and blowing them up, right? And that list gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're hearing no, 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 no. And they're not getting the yeses that they desire. And then they start getting desperate, and then they start getting desperate breath, and then they start blowing people up even more. And it all points back to communication, effective communication, winning communications, right? So, because of this problem, Cynthia and I decided to invest literally hundreds of hours to develop a master class to overcome this one issue, this one problem, because we think it's such a big thing that needs to be addressed. We've never seen a leader within network marketing truly address this topic the way that it deserves to be addressed. And so we're going to do it. We're going to tackle it. It's going to literally be available to anyone and everyone that wants to dominate in network marketing. So right now during this call, I'm going to do a mini master class for you guys right now. Okay? So get your pens and pads ready. I'm going to do a miniature master class that's going to be just a tiny little taste of what we're going to be teaching. Okay? So I want to start out right now with a serious question. And this serious question deserves for you to be completely honest with yourself. Okay, here's the question. What's the real cost of staying where you are right now? I'm going to repeat that. What's the real cost of staying where you are right now? And I'm not talking about at the surface level stuff. I mean the real cost. I'm talking about like the stress, the missed time with loved ones, the too much month left at the end of the money. Or how about this one? Too many health challenges at the end of the money, right? Or what about the missed opportunity of being first and the potential momentum that that can create, but missing it anyway? And then what about this nagging question that I know we've heard from people? Why is this working for others, but not for me? All right. So what if you could attend a master class and fix that just by changing how you communicate. Just making a simple shift. What if you never had to feel pushy or salesy ever again, but have people chasing you, literally asking you, what's next? How do I get started? So that's exactly what our upcoming masterclass is all about, effective communications. You probably already know that Cynthia and I have helped our teams earn over $100 million in commissions. But here's the truth. It was not from having a perfect product pitch or comp plan. It was because we knew how to communicate. We learned and we communicated effectively. And we asked the right questions in the right tone at the right time. Questions build trust, lowers resistance, and opens up real conversations with people. Okay. Here's the mistake that we see most reps are making in network marketing. They simply say too much, too soon, and in the wrong way. Let me repeat that. This is one of the biggest mistakes we see network marketers making. Saying too much, too soon, and in the wrong way. So I'm going to ask you another question. What would your business look like if you knew exactly word for word what to say when someone says, sounds interesting, but I don't have the time? Or what about, sounds good, but I need to talk to my spouse? Or I just don't have the money right now? Or let me think about it? Or I'm not a salesperson? Have have any of you heard these things before? Sounds good, but I need to talk to my spouse. I just don't have the money right now. Let me think about it. I'm not a salesperson. Instead of convincing, pitching, and freezing up and pushing back like most network marketers typically do, okay, imagine responding like this, calmly and with real curiosity, confidently responding. Yeah, I totally get that. Time is one of the biggest things people bring up. Can I ask you, what's taking most of your time right now that you feel this wouldn't fit around it? Do you see the difference in that? Most people would immediately start pushing back on them, okay? And I'll get into this a little more in detail in just a minute. I'm going to break this down for you. Why does this work? Why does this method work better than convincing, right? Pitching, pushing back. Why does this work better? Because this question immediately neutralizes pressure. Okay. You're not challenging them. You're not saying, well, everyone's busy, or this only takes 5 hours a week. That puts people in a defense mode. Instead, you're doing something radically different. You're literally inviting them to self-reflect without any judgment. You're meeting them where they are, using empathy and simply asking for clarity, not commitment. You're not asking them to commit to anything. By saying that you feel this wouldn't fit around, you're honoring their current reality, or at least what they perceive as their current reality, while subtly prompting them to consider if it really is a time issue or just uncertainty. And here's a tip for you guys. This is a pro tip. Your tone matters. Use a soft tonality when you're asking this question. Use a curious, slightly downward inflected tone, like you're just exploring together. I'm going to repeat the question using tonality. Can I ask, what's taking most of your time right now that you feel this wouldn't fit around it? You see how I'm saying that? The way that I say that matters. If I say it with high energy, it's going to come across as pitchy or pressure, right? We want to avoid an upward pitch that's overly excited because that triggers sales resistance. That's what they're used to hearing from everyone. That's what our built-in autopilot defense system protects us from, right? So I want you to be thinking trusted advisor, not closer, right? So you got to get yourself in a position of being their trusted advisor. That's what questions will do. So let me put this all together for you in a real world example. This is a field application example of a strong response. Okay. Prospect says, sounds interesting, but I don't have the time. You respond with, yeah, I totally get that. Time is one of the biggest things that people bring up. Can I ask you what's taking most of your time right now that you feel this wouldn't fit around it? The prospect responds with, honestly, between work and the kids, soccer practices, and everything else, I'm barely keeping up. You respond with, gotcha. That sounds like a full plate. Out of curiosity, would you say it's more about timing or that you're not sure yet if this could actually help free up more of your time long term? Now, this is where the real conversation begins. Here's what a weak response would be. Okay. I'm going to give you the flip side. That was a strong response. Now I'm going to give you the flip side. This is this is what to avoid or what not to say. Yeah, but this doesn't take much time at all. You can do it in like 5 hours a week, right? That response makes it sound like you're minimizing their concern. It's going to trigger resistance in them. The more you push, the more they're going to pull away. Do you see the difference in the strong response and the weak response? So here's a way you can reframe the question. If they say, I'm just too slammed, right? Reframe gently. Totally understand. Let me ask you this. If you did find something that helped you create more time and freedom, would you want to carve out space for that? See how it opens them up and now you're becoming a problem solver with them? You're changing your role from pitchy, salesy, pushy to trusted advisor. So common objection that's handled, I'm too busy, right? So when people say I'm too busy, often what they're really saying is, I'm unsure if this is worth my time, or I don't I don't want to get my hopes up again, right? Or I'm afraid to fail, dot, 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 again, right? So people aren't necessarily saying I'm too busy. What they're really saying is they're not sure. They don't want to be disappointed, right? So your job isn't to argue or pressure them, it's to guide them, become that trusted advisor, using trust-based questions to help them self-discover what they really want and what's been holding them back. That's your role. That's the place you need to get into. That's the skill that you need to learn. And it's not about memorizing questions and responses, you guys. It's not about memorizing anything. It's about learning the art of how to communicate effectively so people can self-discover and really at the end of the day, when you get really good at this, you guys, people will literally sell themselves. They will convince themselves it will become their idea. And once it becomes their idea, it's game over. They're going to be asking you, how do I get started? So what this is really about is no pressure, no chasing, just a calm, confident question that flips skepticism into curiosity. So here's my next question. Do you think you could make more money if you had that kind of conversation every day? What if you had multiples of that type of conversation happening in your business every day? Do you think you could possibly make more money in network marketing? Well, I'm absolutely certain of it because we witness this every day. Okay. So that's exactly the kind of things we're going to teach in the master class. And literally what you just witnessed is in this quick training was just one primary objection. And we've developed over 100 common questions and objections. So you'll never be without a killer response ever again. Does that sound like something that could be practical and useful for you guys? Literally, I just taught you one objection, how to respond to one thing. And we've developed in this hundreds of hours that we put into this program so far, We've developed over 100 common questions and objections that come up in network marketing all the time, constantly, on a daily basis. So I'm just telling you, once you learn how to effectively communicate, you will never go back to the old way of doing it. Right. And why do we do the old way anyway? It's because we've heard so many salespeople pitch us and pressure us over the years that that's what we're mirroring. That's what we're literally reflecting it back. That's from our own poor life experiences. I don't know why we do it. It's just programming, you guys. So again, one last time, Cynthia and I have literally spent hundreds of hours to develop this masterclass. It's going to be available to everyone. It's not going to be free. In fact, it won't be cheap. But because you've already locked arms with us, you're going to get a massive discount. So anyone that's outside of our circle that's not locked arms with us, they're going to pay full price, no discounts. Okay. You guys are going to get a massive discount. I mean, a massive discount. So be ready. We're going to have an invite for you soon. And the first masterclass event is going to happen in May. I'm not exactly certain of the date yet, but it's coming very, very soon. This is put together. We've been building it for a while. We're super excited about it because this is a real game changer. This is something that you can literally learn, go out day one and execute and apply these things that you're going to learn and watch literally a massive increase in your number of yeses that you get overnight. So if you're already successful, you're just going to be more successful because when you do three-way calls with people, you're going to absolutely slay it because you're never going to get tongue-tied, tripped up, or freeze up and not know how to respond to something, right? This is something all of it. And I'll tell you right now, Cynthia and I are, and as good as we are at this, we practice it every single day. We're constantly working on getting better at this stuff. So we're not going to stop. We're going to keep learning, growing together, and we're just going to keep dominating together. So I hope you guys are ready to dominate because it's only going to get better from here. And here's the deal, 41 minutes from now, Cynthia's going to have a super Zoom for you guys, the last one of April. So I'm going to challenge you right now, pick up the phone, dial some numbers, shoot out some messages, get as many people as you can on that super Zoom tonight. Let's finish the month strong and launch into May with momentum. So we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the super Zoom. Cheers.